I'm interested. And he really is interested because, you know, like, you want to know, you want to be informed, you want to help others that are dealing with the same thing. But you also know that its impact on your day-to-day life. I mean, a good example is like yesterday, I have a senior group that I golf with, and we were going to go out to lunch and go golfing, and I wasn't feeling well, and I couldn't eat or drink anything, and so I just said I'm not going to go. And you think, well, you should just go, but you know, if you've ever gone and sat with people and for a dinner or lunch or something, and everybody's eating and laughing and having a good time, ordering dessert and having drinks and good food, and you've got your glass of water, you're going to make them really uncomfortable. Because they'll be like, oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't eat this in front of you. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't have, and I'm like, it's okay. I just don't want to eat because I don't want to be sick the rest of the day. So just that, I'm here for the conversation. But when everything we do is centered around meals, that's a little hard, you know, for people to grasp that. So it will always affect my life, you know. But I'm like, okay, I can't do that, but I'll catch you at golf on Friday, you know. So you just adapt, and after this long, it just becomes part of your life. Mm-hmm.
Questions before we have just a couple minutes left?
So yes. You mentioned that you wish there was an invisible person that advocated for you and brought up issues of capacity. And one of the we haven't actually tested the idea of the invisible person just yet, but we have. Yeah, we need to work on it. But one of the things that we'll discuss tomorrow is, and there's one of the breakout sessions today dealt a little bit with it, is the idea of at least bringing some of the aspects of that conversation explicitly into the conversation, either with the clinician or with some other person that could advocate or be interesting. So health coaches, community health workers, and other folks. And using this ICANN tool that Kasey has developed is able to sometimes bring words, so things like you have somebody that supports you is in there, as there are issues of housing or transportation or food or other things that may come up. So it sounds like what the invisible friend is part of the story. Now it's interesting that Kasey has done work where she's looked at what happens when you're a visible friend. So if you actually bring someone that you can actually see.
Oh wow.
So not the Clint Eastwood problem, but you know, you actually have someone there with you. On analyzing the video, was it 70% of the time, is that right? With those patients were actually not acknowledged. So that
the person they brought was not acknowledged.
Yeah, so the clinician will walk into the room, walk by the person who's brought,
right,
and then talk to you without ever engaging with that person. And these situations where the person was engaged often was because this companion, who in many cases was not only just a caregiver, but he was in charge of all the self-management of the other person, was actually brought attention to him or herself by asking a question or providing a key piece of information that the patient didn't know because they were not in charge. Well, so we have a huge distance, even with the visible friend, let alone the invisible one.
Yeah, that's why the invisible ones are better. because if you're in there and there's somebody in the room with you, your answers to your doctor are going to be inherently set for what you think your person that you brought with you wants to hear. Do you know what I'm saying? They're not going to be as honest and as straightforward because they got the person. Like if you're talking to the patient and you say, how are things going, and she's not really happy with the person sitting next to her, but she's got to say, oh, everything's good. Whereas if the person wasn't sitting there, she'd go, oh, I'm so stressed right now because I'm in the middle of a divorce, and you know, life is tough, and if I leave, I don't know how I'm going to manage that financially. But people won't say that. If between a patient and a doctor, it's a real conversation. I personally don't know, but I just would assume that if there was another person there, that your responses would be a little less than authentic because of what they think the other person wants to do.
There is an analogy with that with adolescents. So
yes,
we certainly see adolescents,
of course,
and we try to be sure we have time with the adolescent without them all of it.
Yes.
So it's kind of similar.
It's true. Yeah, that's great. You should, because especially with kids, but for everybody, you know.